Yes.
Ready?
There is the.
Okay, we'll call the meeting to order of the organizational meeting for the 2022-2024 session. Your ceremonial chairperson, who has no authority, is going to sit in here and just kind of guide you through the first part of it. I have no vote, no authority, so we'll call it to order. So moment of silent prayer and pledge, please. Go ahead. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll begin roll call vote by the county clerk.
Supervisory District number 1, Joseph Vespalic.
Here.
Supervisory District number 2, Marietta Bailey. Here. District 3, Dennis Kelling.
Here.
District 4, Christopher Bossert.
Here.
District 5, Linda Gurath. Here. District 6, Doug Newman.
Here.
District 7, William Smisek.
Here.
District 8, John Shudron.
Here.
District 9, Brian Krebs.
Present.
District 10, Kenneth McCulick.
Here.
District 11, Timothy Mahalik. District 12, Jeffrey Milliken.
Here.
District 13, Brian Galitz.
Here.
District 14, Pamela Conrath. Present. District 15, Lois Krieger Gundrum. Here. District 16, Jody Schulteis. Here. District 17, Carol Mary.
Here.
District 18, Jeffrey Schleif.
Here.
District 19, Tony Toma.
Here.
District 20, Michael Schwab.
Here.
District 21, Robert Hartwig.
Okay, next on the agenda is the administration of oath of office by the county clerk.
Okay. These are the commendations. I just need one. Okay. I can grab one. Can I borrow one of your oaths? In your bag here. Right here. So if you all want to take out your oath, and I'm going to have you repeat after me all at the same time, and so you can just say your name when I say state your name. And you can raise your right hand. If you want to stand, you can.
Everybody stand, please.
Yeah. I, and then state your name.
I, Dennis J. Kelling, Supervisor.
Having been elected to the office of Washington County Board Supervisor.
Having been elected to the office of Washington County Board Supervisor.
District, and then state your district number.
District 34.
Swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
Swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States.
And the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin.
And the Constitution of the State of Wisconsin.
And will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office.
And will faithfully and impartially discharge the duties of said office.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Thank you all. You can all sign both copies, and then I will collect those after the meeting and sign them and give you back your copy. Yes, there should be. Oh yeah, these are good. They're actually good.
Okay, next order of business, we're going to take the adoption of rules and move that forward to the incoming chair. And we'll begin with the election of chairperson. So at this point, we'll be accepting nominations. Are there any nominations for chair? Supervisor Bossert.
I'm going to nominate Supervisor Kelling.
Supervisor Dennis Kelling is nominated. Supervisor Galitz.
Nominate Supervisor Jeffrey Schleif.
Supervisor Jeffrey Schleif is nominated. Are there any further nominations? Supervisor Ken.
I'd like to nominate Supervisor Bob Hartwig.
Supervisor Bob Hartwig. Are there any other nominations? Hearing none, look for a motion to close nominations. Supervisor Krebs, Supervisor Mary. All in favor, saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Okay. We'll begin with handing out ballots. you want to explain that?
Yes. You do not put your name. These are secret ballots. So you just list the name of the person that you're voting for, and it's one of the three that were nominated. Supervisor Kelling, Supervisor Schleif, and Supervisor Hartwig are your options. Once done, we'll collect them. Either Tara or Mary will collect them, and then we will tally the totals.
You want to talk about if one person gets the majority, you want to say that?
That they win.
Because there's three.
Yeah,
There's three,
it's
so-
whoever gets the majority
Yeah.
wins. Yep, whoever gets the majority will be the chairperson.
And if there's
A
If there's
tie.
not a majority, the top two will go on to
Yes.
the next runoff.
So simply put, you need 11 votes to be elected.
Correct.
Right.
Correct.
Pass that to me.
I was wondering.
Is it a majority of the board total, or is it just a majority of votes out of
I've been sitting on that for a while.
That's why you should.
It's,
What's cast?
Votes cast, yeah, okay.
so we got 20 people, so it's
Still
Yeah.
11?
so it
No,
would be 11 with the majority.
Yeah,
Is
there's
it,
potential for a
is it
tie.
members present or members elect?
Votes cast.
votes cast.
So if you want to abstain, you can.
You don't have to vote if you don't want to.
Or are you trying to take place?
Caffeine.
I got my tremor. Is that your?
We don't have that on.
Well,
No, I'll just read them.
Okay.
Oh, you can read them to me, but I'll read the totals.
Did everybody vote? Has everybody turned their ballots in? Okay, we're gonna start reading the votes.
Oh, wait, I should take my.
Hartwig. Supervisor Kelling. Supervisor Kelling. Supervisor Kelling. Supervisor Schleif. Jeff Schleif. Supervisor Kelling. Dennis J. Kelling. Jeff Schleif. Jeff Schleif. Bob Hartwig. Jeff Schleif. Supervisor Schleif. Supervisor Jeff Schleif. Jeff Schleif. Dennis Kelling. Jeff Schleif. Schleif. Supervisor Schleif. Robert H. Hartwig. Sorry.
Okay, totals. Supervisor Kelling has 6, Supervisor Schleif has 11, and Supervisor Hartwig has 3. Supervisor Schleif is the new county board chair.
No, I was gonna do a mic drop, but. Okay, thank you all. I'm humbled and honored, and I'll do my best to lead you. So next, adoption of the rules. Adoption of the rules. For you to read.
Let's take a motion and a second to adopt the rules.
We'll take a motion and a second to adopt the rules. Supervisor Newman, Supervisor Shadron.
These are in chapter 15-6 of the county code. They were actually passed by ordinance some weeks ago, but they'll go into effect today during this meeting. You'll note that we have these new rules sent off to general code to be actually published on the county's website. It should be within the next couple of weeks or so. But this is essentially a ceremonial vote because the prior board in the last session passed these rules, but this is an affirmation of that.
Any discussion? Hearing none, we'll vote locally. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? All right, we'll proceed with the electing the chairpersons for the standing committees.
So the way this works is Ashley will draw one of the 4 standing committees out of this box, and they will be elected in the order that they're drawn.
Land use and planning.
We'll accept any nominations for land use and planning.
And so on these ballots, you'll notice they're just a little bit different. You do print your name and then you vote for who has been nominated.
Oh, I get one too, Mike. Thanks.
I'd like to nominate Carol Mary for the use of time.
Okay, Carol Mary's been nominated. Anyone else? Anyone else?
I don't think, do we have to take a vote? If there's only one, you don't have to vote, so you can set that aside. Do they need to?
Yeah, I would say.
All in favor of Carol Mary, say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Unanimous. Next draw.
Where's that basket? Right there. Okay, and before we pass them out, we'll take nominations. Human Services Committee Chairperson.
Carol?
I'd like to nominate Supervisor Schultz.
Excuse me, I should have said Supervisor Mary. Supervisor Schultz has been nominated.
I'd like to nominate Supervisor Pam Conrad.
Supervisor Pam Conrath has been nominated. Any others?
Okay, so these will be the same. You'll have to print your name and then you print the name of the person you are voting for. The nominations include Supervisor Schulteis and Supervisor Conrad.
I didn't get a ballot.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jen.
Soon you forget me.
I got a couple left over.
Do we have everybody's ballots? Schultheis? 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 Pam Conrath? Schultheis? Supervisor Conrath? Jody Schultheis? Schultheis?
No.
Conrath? Pam Conrath? Jody Schultheis? Jody Schultheis? Jody Schultheis? Jody Schultheis? Jody Schultheis? Supervisor Schultheis?
And there was one for Supervisor Schley.
Oops.
I did not.
For the record, I did not.
One vacancy and we're missing one. Is
Your
some-
one folded in
Oh,
half.
this is my blank one. Did someone not turn in their purple? We're missing two. So one for Mahalik and one for.
I have 2 blank ones by me, but.
All right. The next one is the Public Safety Committee Chairperson.
Did we win that one or?
Yeah, sorry, Supervisor Schultheis won with 14 votes. And Supervisor Conrath had 4.
So what's the next one?
The next one is the Public Safety Committee Chairperson.
Public safety will accept nominations.
Go ahead. Yeah, I would like to have 2 more years on public safety, so I'm going to nominate myself.
Okay,
I could have nominated.
I'll nominate myself for public safety as well.
Dennis Kelling and Christopher Bosser. Any more? Okay. I'm going to say a word. Seeing I was victorious, if you will, in the chair vote, I strongly believe Dennis Kelling needs to stay on the leadership group. And I'm sorry, Chris, you talked about that. I hope you still come to executive meetings if you don't win. So it is what it is.
Does everybody have a ballot? Oops.
Mary?
Yeah, it's a super either way.
We're going to be good.
Did everybody vote? Chris Bossert. Chris Bossert. Chris Bossert. Dennis Kelling. Dennis Kelling. Dennis Kelling. Dennis Kelling. Chris Bossert. Supervisor Bossert.
Close.
Kelling. Chris Bossert.
You got it.
Dennis Kelling. Christopher D. Bossert. Chris Bossert.
You definitely.
Supervisor Bossert. Christopher Bossert. Dennis Kelling.
I lost count. It's 10.
Chris Bossert.
So,
Chris Bossert. Chris Bossert.
Okay.
congratulations.
Supervisor
Thank you,
Bossert
everyone.
received 13 votes and Supervisor Kelling received 7. So the new public safety chairperson is Supervisor Bossert.
All right, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dennis, for all your time on the board too. So, yeah.
The final vote will be for Public Works Committee chairperson.
Supervisor Newman?
With Jeff moving on to his new role, I would like to nominate myself.
Doug Newman's been nominated. Anyone else?
I would like to nominate myself.
John Stradrin? Supervisor Stradrin? Any others?
Bob Hartwig.
Bob Hogrig? Any others? All right, we'll proceed with the vote.
Oh, you gave me 2.
Ah,
Okay.
figured that out.
Everybody have a ballot?
Yeah. Just kind of sucks. Man. See each other. Yeah. Go back. Yeah.
Has everyone voted?
Ready whenever you're ready.
Shadran? Supervisor Bob Hartwig? Supervisor John Shadran? Newman? John Shadran? Doug Newman, John Shudron, Bob Hartwig, Shudron, Bob Hartwig, John Shudron, Supervisor Hartwig, John Shudron, John Shudron, John Shudron, John Shudron, John Shudron, Doug Newman, John Shudron.
Okay, Supervisor Newman received 3 votes, Supervisor Shudron received 12 votes, and Supervisor Hartwig received 5 votes. So the new Public Works Committee Chairperson is Supervisor Shudron.
Thank you, everybody.
Congratulations all. So the next item is election of first vice chairperson and second vice chairperson. How do we proceed?
Nominations are limited, or choices are limited to the 4 chairs. Me? Chair executive.
Okay.
So you already counted board chair, so you're good. So any of these 4, you could vote for as first vice chair. Then we'll do a vote for second vice chair.
So we don't have to do nominations, we just vote.
Right.
Could you repeat that again?
Actually, ballots.
Yep, we do. We're going to be passing out ballots.
In
And
the
you're taking-
meantime, Supervisor Gallantz, you have a question?
I thought you were taking nominations for vice chair.
We don't need that?
I was wrong.
I think in the
We
past,
don't need
we've
that.
done nominations, so we kind of know who's interested.
The rules
That
are,
was, it's changed, yeah.
rules have changed.
Okay.
So now you're going to vote for first vice chair, and you select from any of the 4 committee chairs with an executive committee,
Do you want
obviously.
me to repeat who they are?
Yeah.
Okay, so the new, the ones you can select from are Supervisor Mary, Supervisor Schultheis, Supervisor Bossert, Supervisor Shudron.
What's that? Let's see. But it takes maybe a second.
All right, has everyone voted?
Yep.
Carol Mary, Chris Bossert, Supervisor Carol Mary, Chris Bossert, Carol Mary, Carol Mary, Chris Bossert, Carol Mary, Chris Bossert, Carol Mary, John Shudron, Carol Mary, Carol Mary, Supervisor Bossert, Supervisor Bossert, Mary, Chris Bossert, Supervisor Mary. Supervisor Mary.
Okay, so for first vice chairperson, Supervisor Mary received 11 votes, Supervisor Schultheis 0, Supervisor Bossert 8 votes, and Supervisor Shudrin 1 vote. So your new first vice chairperson is Supervisor Carol Mary.
I didn't think I was gonna get any votes.
Yep.
So we'll proceed to second vice chair.
Oh, there's it. Yeah. That's quality stuff.
Yeah. What's that? Yeah, I'm gonna write my own name down again. So,
Gray. That one gray. The color, yeah.
What's that?
Question, this can be anybody on the board, or it has to be
No.
from the second?
Someone from executive.
Mine is Supervisor Mary. Yeah.
I don't think I was.
Can't wear two hats.
Yeah.
Those are a lot of fun.
Okay. This is commendation. You read them?
Yep.
Stand up chair.
Yeah, we made this about 3 members already.
Everybody's votes.
Supervisor Shadran. CD Bossert. Chris Bossert. Chris Bossert. Supervisor Schultheis. Chris Bossert. Jody Schultheis. Schultheis. Chris Bossert. Jody Schultheis. John Shudran. Jody Schultheis. Bossert. Bossert. Jody Schultheis. Supervisor Bossert. Chris Bossert. Chris Bossert. Chris Bossert. Schultheis.
So for second vice chairperson, Supervisor Schultheis received 7 votes, Supervisor Bossert received 11 votes, and Supervisor Shudrin received 2 votes. So your new second vice chairperson is Supervisor Bossert.
All right, thank you, everyone.
Congratulations all. We'll continue with consideration, reading of resolutions.
We do need a motion. We'll do
Motion.
one motion.
The first one is Marcella Bishop.
We're gonna
just
do
do-
one for all.
Oh.
Yep,
we'll
one
do
for all.
One for all, okay. Schultheis, Hartwig.
So So there are two resolutions that I'll read. The first one is the commendation of James Berg, Christine Dice, Kara Guzzi, Donald Creefall, and Randy Marquardt. Whereas honored and respected members of the Washington County Board have chosen to bring an end to their distinguished service on the board, and whereas by their straightforward manner and devotion to duty have won the friendship and esteem of their colleagues, and whereas James Berg, Christine Dice, Kara Guzzi, Donald Creefall, and Randy Marquardt have always given freely of their time and talents, and their efforts provided visible and tangible improvements to their community and the citizens of Washington County. And whereas it is the distinct desire of the county board to pay tribute to James Berg, Christine Dice, Kara Guzzi, Donald Creefall, and Randy Marquardt for their years of service to the constituents of Washington County, now therefore be it resolved that the Washington County Board of Supervisors pause in its deliberations to pay tribute and to commend James Berg, Christine Dice, Kara Guzzi, Donald Creefall, and Randy Marquardt for their past years of service to this board. Be it further resolved that this resolution be made a part of the recorded proceedings of this board. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to James Berg, Christine Dice, Kara Guzzi, Donald Creefall, and Randy Marquardt as a token of appreciation on the part of this board. The second resolution is the commendation of Marcella Bishop, Joseph Gonring, and Peter Sorcy. Whereas Marcella Bishop, Joseph Gonring, and Peter Sorcy are ending their tenure as a county board supervisor today, and whereas Marcella Bishop, Joseph Gonring, and Peter Sorcy have served on the county board showing dedication to serving the constituents of Washington County, and whereas their unselfish public spirit has been recognized by their fellow county board members, now therefore be it resolved by the Washington County Board of Supervisors that Marcella Bishop, Joseph Gonring, and Peter Sorcy are commended for their past years of service on this board. Be it further resolved that on behalf of all citizens of Washington County, this body does herewith extend to them best wishes in their future endeavors. Be it further resolved that a copy of this resolution be forwarded to Marcella Bishop, Joseph Gonring, and Peter Sorcy as a token of appreciation on the part of this board.
Before we do that, we need a motion and a second. Be right. Motion.
No, they're all the same. It's all the same. Yep.
Okay. All
Sorry.
right. Our last item is an update concerning the status of the investigation of County Board Timothy Mahalik. I think everybody was here for the explanation before. If anybody was not, Attorney Stern can speak to that. Everybody was here? Okay. Our next meeting date will be Wednesday, May 11th at 6 p.m., hopefully in our newly converted room. So, thank you all. This meeting's adjourned.
So we'll be having our training session immediately following. IT will also be coming up and setting everybody up with their new laptops as well. So if you all want to take a break, I think there's still cookies and coffee out in the hallway. Go to the bathroom, then just come back in the next few minutes.